I'm humbled and reverence to the fact that this festival has continued for 41 years during times that were great and during times that were difficult. The perseverance, the enduring nature, the unyielding resolve, these are all things that we must celebrate. And our leaders who are carrying that baton, we must work to elevate them and acknowledge them. And so I'm therefore grateful that we are seeing the continuance happening. And those leaders who are carrying the ball, not only am I thanking them, but I hope that I can find ways to help them, as we all must do. Because if we begin to turn our back on our traditions or allow sustaining cultural institutions to begin to degrade, then we are giving up on who we are, and then we're allowing us to be victims to the vicissitudes of current trends, current ideas, which are always not as anchoring and grounding as our history, as our common culture. So we need to preserve these things, and I'm committed to doing that, and I'm deeply grateful to the leadership for making sure that happens.
I'm extremely proud of what Don Bernard and the African American Statewide Parade have accomplished. They have a tremendous legacy of organizing this event, and it has consistently made a difference in the lives of residents of the community. So to Don and to the committee and to the leadership of the African American Statewide Parade, I say to you, just continue doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. We are proud of what you're doing, and just continue to do it because it's making a difference. And we don't have enough examples or enough activities like this parade, and we want you to continue leading that charge.
Well, anything that's lasted that long must be doing something right. So I think the leadership is right on target, that they've identified a need within the community, and they've been able to provide for that.
I love and respect the current leadership, Don Bernard and the whole African American Heritage Parade delegation that have worked so hard to make it the largest African American parade in the whole state of New Jersey. I've been working with them in any way that I can for years. Our organization, Women in Support of the Million Man March, works with them, and they're just committed every year to making it better and better. And I would love to see in May of this year the 41st parade. I would love to see it on network TV, and love to see our children from all of the high schools and all of the organizations, you know, strut their stuff down Broad Street and have it on network TV. I would love to see that. It's earned it. He's earned it. Don Bernard has earned that.
I think the leadership of the parade has worked very hard to make sure that the parade is done every year, and it's a struggle financially to do it. And the leadership could always use support. Sometimes it's more important that you have followership than leadership, that there's some good followers who support the parade, bring their children, but not only that, support the vendors, if you can contribute financially, or if there's companies that you do business with that can support the leadership in carrying on this annual event every day. It is a tremendous undertaking. It is a very complex enterprise. And so I think that to the extent that the leadership has worked very, very hard to make sure this thing, they've done a fine job.
We are blessed to have someone like Don Bernard, who is a fifth or sixth generation Norker, whose family goes back in this city for over 6 generations. He is an insider in the, he epitomizes what an insider is in terms of knowing this city, knowing the people of this city, knowing the history of this city. And there's a sense of pride that goes along with knowing just the sense of history of this little city, but also is a great, powerful city that influences cities all over the country. So Don Bernard, knowing the history, seeing the greatness of this city, seeing that this city is like the great phoenix that rises from the ashes.
I'm sort of very familiar because basically it's something that I've been attending for practically over those 40 years, either participating in one aspect as a vendor, others just coming down and enjoying the parade with the family, and then as an elected official over the last 20-some years. I've seen the continuity of the leadership. Some things and sometimes people who maybe 10 years ago, you might not have been able to say these people would be carrying on the leadership. So I think it's God sent when you have individuals who really take it upon themselves to say this is a priority and have the responsibility, because it's a big production. This is not a small parade. When I see parachuters, coming out of the sky to kick it off, and I see all the related activity with the bands, I'm just glad that we have people currently like Donald Bernard and a lot of the other committee people who have been very resourceful in keeping this parade going in light of the expense and in light of the elements that go into making this parade successful. So I really respect them, and I know that probably some of your best supporters you have yet to see, because as people grow up, they're inspired by this. So 40 years ago, a lot of the people that's involved now might have been teenagers or preteen, but Donald Bernard has a collective group of people that seems to have perfected how it operates. I know the challenge is how do we raise the dollars and the funds to keep it moving as successful as they would like to see it.
Oh God. First, as I said, Donald Bernard and this Heritage Day Parade has brought things to this city and this area I've never seen. People parachuting out of planes. I've seen people coming from all over the area. I think that our children have been introduced to political figures that they would have never seen. I think that oftentimes the children that watch the Macy's Day Parade on television and they watch all the other major parades throughout the country, but they yet don't have the opportunity to experience a parade, and then to experience a parade that is given by people that look like them, participated in with people that look like them, and doing such a great job of having grand marshals that look like them. This is something that our community doesn't have, and we can get there with just a bus ticket, or we can walk there, or we can drive there, as opposed to not being able to make it to the larger parades in other cities. So I think, yes, I applaud, I give God the greatest praise and honor for putting Donald Bernard and his staff in Newark for such a time and such a season as this, so that our children can be acculturated and they can learn more about themselves.